Hey, good morning. Mike Zschunke, Berkshire Hathaway Homes and Shipton Properties. On our way to Paradise Valley this morning. We're going to talk about residential, we're going to talk about commercial, and we're going to talk about the economy a little bit, and then just talk about data sources. And don't always believe what you read. Be careful who you get your data from. Anyway, what's going on in the residential market? It's funny. Some agents are super busy, some agents are super slow. But it's really how much you put into it. And I always say what we do is not real exciting. I've been doing a lot of valuations this week, doing a lot of work up in Anthem. Anthem's a pretty neat area. I'm discovering a lot. We've got a buyer that's interested in the Anthem Country Club up there. It's a pretty neat area. But anyway, inventory down a little bit. That's the ninth down. The last 9 of the last 10 weeks has been down in inventory. We are back to the beginning of January inventory numbers across the valley in Scottsdale. There's 1,340 something single family detached homes. Remember, we use that because that's a more stable number. But it's just an odd number. I heard somebody the other day, I couldn't really back into their exact numbers, but the average asking price in Scottsdale is $1.6 million. The average sold price is $1.2 million for single-family detached homes in Scottsdale. That's a pretty big gap. And it's funny, I don't know if it's a cultural thing or society thing. People are afraid to make offers. I don't know if they're afraid of offending the sellers or what. But I always say, let's pick up the phone, let's get the ball rolling. Where do you stand? Where's the buyer at? Where's the seller at? What do we got to do to meet in the middle or get things done? You never know what the other side is thinking. So you really got to pick up the phone and have that conversation. We had existing home sales nationwide this week. It was, they want to say they're down. Yes, they are down from the last few months, but it's exactly the same. It was exactly the same existing home sales volume as it was in June 2024. Exactly the same as last number. And we all got through it. Prices are a record high. And I always say, if you're waiting for the market to fall, all ships rise with the tide, all ships falls with the tide. If you've got a house to sell, most home sellers are home buyers. So if you've got a home to sell and prices go up, then you're going to pay more on the buy side. If prices go down, you're going to get less for your home to sell, and you're going to get a deal on the buy side. So it's really up and down, and every deal is different. People have a lot of equity right now. They're talking about removing the capital gains tax, which I think is a great idea. They say it's only 15% of homeowners are going to benefit from it, but I think in Scottsdale there's a lot of... I get calls from elderly people that have been in their house for 20, 30 years. Big luxury house up on the hill. It's just them, and they want to downsize, but they can't afford the capital gains tax. Their value has gone up over the last 20 years. Yes, if you are single, you get a $250,000 exemption, and if you're married, you get a $500,000 exemption, which is pretty good for most people, but still, you have to take that into consideration. But it all comes down to what works best for you. So that'll be interesting. I think that's a great idea. If they get rid of capital gains tax, I think it'll free up a lot of inventory. Especially Scottsdale used to be a more elderly population than it is now. So now it's more of a younger population and more families. A lot of you think it's a party town, but I'm too old for that, so I don't see that. I'm sure there is that. But I think of it, I see it more as a family town just because that's what I run around with. But I heard another quote on pricing your home. You cannot look at, what your neighbor is asking. I know I've said this before. You really have to look at comparable properties, see what they sold for, look at the details, see what was behind the deal. Was it cash? Was it quick close? Did the seller include whatever it was? What was included? What was not included? It's more than just the sale price, but that's your starting point. And I go on. Like I said, I've walked away from a lot of listings this year because I'm not gonna take an overpriced listing. It doesn't do me any good, doesn't do the seller any good. And actually, there's one. I'm not even going to go into that story. Still on the market. It's an elderly couple, and they were promised the world, and it's still on the market. So I don't know. But anyway, I heard this quote. I'm not here to tell you what the value of your home. I'm here to help you and show you what buyers in this current market are willing to pay for comparable homes like yours. So, the value of an asset is what a buyer is ready, willing, and able to pay, and what a seller is willing to let it go for. So they got to get that gap closer together. Everybody thinks they sit in a castle, and that's getting narrower. But you'll see there's a lot of price drops lately. That's just because they overpriced their home in the beginning. I think it's weak agents going in and not being confident about their knowledge and knowing what the property is worth or what the property can sell for. So anyway, you can't test the market, and you cannot test your price in this market. There's plenty of buyers here, but buyers are pretty educated these days. Zillow numbers are way off, so don't even look at them, but they've been way off just because of the low volume of sales. But I want to, if you're looking at buying, there's a lot of things that have canceled and expired, but I can still see those. Let's have a conversation. What are you looking for? This home may not be on the market, but let's call, and I'm sure they are still willing to sell. Let's see if we can make a deal and negotiate and work it out. So I want to thank Gavin at Macro Edge. I had a good conversation. He's started out his career as a Big Six accounting firm, I guess, and he started a data company. There's a lot of data out there that is bad. You absolutely cannot generalize data. I'm asked all the time, how's the market? Well, how's what market? Is it the over $2 million market? Is it under $500,000 market? Is it in this neighborhood? Is it in Ancala Country Club? Is it in Paradise Valley, Mesa, Gilbert? So you absolutely cannot generalize now, is the market good or is the market bad? Because there's quite a difference right now. And there's such a disparity in data right now. I even, I use ChatGPT and Grok. I like Grok for just ideas. I do a lot of writing and things for the media, and I'm interviewed a lot by media. And I always check, ChatGPT spits out bad information. It's terrible. You can ask the same thing to ChatGPT and get two different answers. And even this morning, I didn't have time. We had a busy night last night and early morning this morning. I had some paperwork to do. So I asked, hey, give me a quick market rundown just to see what it said. And it was completely wrong because it goes along the headlines, the attention-grabbing headlines. So you have to be very specific. How's the market? That's what you really have to look at. And the market's good. People are buying and selling. But again, you've got to price your home right, and there's deals out there to be had. If you're looking for a $1.8 million flip, call me. I know of one that's fantastic. I'd love to represent you on it. Thinking about doing it ourselves, but I don't make a habit of that. But anyway, commercial. I'm going to say it again every week. 100% bonus depreciation on commercial property is invaluable. That is huge. I saw a small medical office come on the market yesterday. It was like 1,600 square feet. And actually, we had a broker's meeting last night, and somebody asked me if I knew of a commercial lender, and I said, "What's the deal for?" And she showed me it was that medical building. So if you're a doctor, a lawyer, if you have a small business, a small industrial, buy the real estate. That's 100% write-off in the first year. That's huge. I don't think the public understands that yet. It's how big that is, and that's going to start generating. We've already gotten the phone calls on the commercial properties. That's going to really boost the commercial real estate market. So a lot going on in the area. It's what's funny? I'm seeing a lot of educational campuses come for sale. And my wife was saying the other day, maybe we should start like a tech school. HVAC. They don't have shop class in high schools anymore, and I think that's invaluable. I think that's a great business. Actually, it's popular now for HVAC companies you build them up and sell them to private equity. That's a pretty good business right now. So the blue collar job. But I'm seeing a lot of those campuses come up on the market. So if you want to start a school, an education thing, they're out there. There's deals on the buildings, and there's grants. There's And like I always say, SBA loans. There is always money out there for SBA loans. There's money available if it's a deal, and you can spell it out, and we can help you put it on paper and prove it and show that the numbers work. But let's move on to the economy. It's been kind of a quiet week.
11.
It's been kind of a quiet week in the economy. Let's see. Everybody's waiting. Next week is the Fed rate meeting. And we have the jobs numbers next Friday. So bonds are pretty stable. You know, when I say economy, I think about bonds just because that's my history. Bond market's pretty stable. 10-year, where are we at? 10.44%. That's fine. You know, you need to be rewarded for investing your money for 10 years. But the Fed does not set mortgage rates. I want to say that. I can't stress that enough. I keep seeing that repeated. And even yesterday, Trump met with Jerome Powell, and he said, we've got to lower interest rates. And I don't like to get political on these. I voted for Trump. I'm a Trumper. And if you don't want to do business with me because of that, then maybe we shouldn't do business together. I've been to many Trump rallies. I support Trump. And I don't really understand why he's picking on Powell, except for maybe some political side. Powell does not set your mortgage rates. Lowering the Fed funds rate it's not going to affect you and I. But, you know, mortgage rates are pretty much follow the 10-year. And the 10-year at 10.4 is normal. 30-year fixed rate at 6.8. That's good. The average mortgage rate since 1971 is 7.7%. Yes, prices are higher. But again, it comes down to what can you afford, what can you not afford, what works for you. Do you want to move up? Do you want to move down? But again, just lay off the Fed. Everybody's talking about more. Powell needs to cut rates. That doesn't really matter to you. And I always verify. If I hear something before I say it, I go and I look up the data. A lot of realtors especially, they'll just parrot what they hear. This head of the FHA, that guy's an idiot. I don't know why he's got to know more. It's unbelievable that he wouldn't know more about how the economy works and things like that. But yeah, it's, you know, interest rates are where they are. The markets are efficient. You know, there's buyers and sellers. We've got a new deal with Japan. Japan is investing $550 billion into the United States. Why does that matter? Because Japan is the largest holder of U.S. bonds. So we want that relationship. We want them to continue. They pretty much dictate where our 10-year bond rates, 10-year, 2-year, 5-year, 10-year, 30-year. But Japan's the largest holder of U.S. bonds. So we need to keep that relationship. If they're investing in America, that's great. So, you know, we need to get that back. So anyway, the economy's good. There's no reason to cut rates. Maximum employment we have and stability. People say there's a lot of uncertainty. I think that's just media-induced uncertainty. But the economy's doing well. People are making money. So yes, things are expensive. I completely understand that. But anyway, you know, that's all noise. Let's have a chat, you know, sit down. How can I help you get you where you need to be? I'm here to educate, facilitate, and advise. That's really all I do. So if you want to work together, that's great. Give me a shout. Let me know how I can help you. Residential, commercial, land, anything. Actually, this week I got a lot of questions on just how can we make this deal happen, and I'm happy to help. As we work together as an industry, just makes us all better. So anyway, we've got a busy day running around here, Paradise Valley. We're going to get some fancy properties here. Then we're golfing with a client friend. I don't know. Maybe we'll post there later. And then we've got a meeting this afternoon. And then a broker open this evening. So lots of running around today. Give me a call. My phone's always in my pocket. Happy to answer. Happy to help. And I'll answer as if I can, I'll answer. Anyway, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Be smart, be safe, and have a great day. We'll talk to you soon.